oh, you know what, the Giants are going to sell Madison Bumgarner or not. That's just a boring storyline. Where's Bumgarner going to go? That's really boring. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Anthony. Welcome to another edition of Being a Sports Talk. Now, a couple of months ago, I made a video about how the MLB could expand to 32 teams and have a different playoff system and make it more interesting. Now, I highly recommend you watch that video, but I'm going to explain a lot of the concepts in this video, so just stay with this video. And this is going to be different from a lot of the other videos that you see because I think I can offer some interesting insight to how the MLB can expand. And I think it's a good idea to expand the playoffs. And let me tell you why. So first of all, how it currently works is that there's 3 division winners, there's 2 wild card teams, they play in a 1-game set, and that has a lot of controversy. The more years that have passed, the more people like it, which gives me confidence that people will like this system. It's all about what you're used to. When change happens, it's like, oh, this is not good, this is not good. Some people like the XFL for some reason, but anyway, so on to baseball. How the current system works is that there's a 5-game set, a 7-game set in the World Series. The MLB has something good going for it. You know, they have free agency, they have the long season, which I think they should lower to 150 games. The reason why the NFL is so successful, we all know. Not a limited amount of games. You also have free agency that doesn't determine the entire outcome of the season. You have coaching, you have injuries, you have just the wear and tear of the season. With the NBA, it feels like everything is decided by free agency. Okay, this team got LeBron James, they're probably going to win. You know, and that's kind of boring. The NBA controversies, all it is about is James Harden is sleeping with Kim Kardashian or something, or this guy doesn't like this guy because of that reason. It's not about real strategy to the game. And I think that the MLB is in a good spot now because they're embracing analytics. That's really important. They're, switching up the batting orders. They're making one player play in one spot for one inning. They're strategic pitching, taking them out. That creates more people talking about it. I don't think limiting pitchers to 3 batters is great. I don't think you should have to pitch to 3 batters. I think maybe it should be switched to 2. That'd be a better idea. But let's get back into the topic because they want to expand it to 7 games. How it would work is you would have the number 1 seed, the team that wins the most games, who would probably be the Yankees this year. I don't know why I said that, but it felt like it needs to be said. And then you'd have 6 remaining teams. Then you'd have the best remaining of those teams. I think they have to be a division winner, but they would select who they want to play in a 3-game set, all at home. Then you'd have the second best team. If they didn't get selected, they'd pick who they want to play. And then it would go on from there and there. I don't know completely. I think they're still working that out. But there are some positives to this in that more teams are going to feel like they're in it. We all know that argument. More teams are going to be in it, but I think that having an 80 and 82 Pirates team in the playoffs is not going to be that sexy. We saw what happened to the Twins this year. There are only a certain amount of good teams in the league. 14 out of 30. Let's go to the 14th best team in the league last year. What was it? Let's just say it was maybe the Texas Rangers, something like that. Look at their roster. Not good pitching. They don't really have any stars. What would help is getting Mike Trout into the playoffs. This is why I feel like they're doing it. Because take a look. Who are the 5 best players last year? Kristen Yelich, Nolan Arenado, Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, Cody Bellinger, let's just say, or, Springer, Bregman. 2 of those made the playoffs. And you had Mike Trout, not even close, got injured. Nolan Arenado, not even close. It's kind of tough with the MLB. They want to expand their stars, but none of them make the playoffs. With the NFL, you have Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson making the playoffs. With the MLB, there weren't that many stars making the playoffs, and I think it'd help for that reason, but I think you don't want to water down the pool. I would switch to 6 playoff teams. If you want to expand. So you'd have 12 out of 30 make it, or 12 out of 32, kind of like football. And I think you could expand to different markets like Utah, Portland. I made a whole video about it. I'll probably link it to it in the description below about where I would expand. But the MLB has to focus on a couple of teams first. But let's just go on to how I would change it. So you'd have 2 conferences. You would have East and the West. And then in those, you'd have the North and the South. I would sectionalize it based on region. And region, that kind of makes sense. It keeps some rivalries. But you could still play it like the 7-game playoff. You can have a little bit of a draft, still with the number 1 team selecting. It will still the number 1 division teams getting a bye. Then the next 2 teams, picking who they choose. Or you can have them play in a 1-game wild card, do it something like that. And I think that the MLB would have a lot of people talking about it late in the year. Imagine you're a Pittsburgh Pirates fan. They usually start off pretty hot, and then they die off towards the end of the season, and then it's just like, oh yeah, we're more of a football town. And then they realize that they're not a football town, and then the Pittsburgh Penguins end up choking in the playoffs. But, with Pittsburgh, It creates another narrative for them to talk about in the fall. It's not just the Steelers. The whole city kind of switched to Steelers in September. Imagine them talking about the Pittsburgh Pirates in that run. The MLB needs more people talking about it. More people talk about the controversy. Oh, are the Yankees going to select playing the Red Sox, or are they too much pussies and they're going to select the Blue Jays? You know, man on man. Let me play the Red Sox, that sort of thing. And then you have the Red Sox fan talking shit, like, oh, you don't want to play us? And then, you know, we ended up winning in that round. We ended up facing the Red Sox in the next round and beat them anyway, that sort of thing. So, you know, it creates so much drama and so much attention to it that a lot of people are going to talk about it more than just, oh, you know what, the Giants are going to sell Madison Bumgarner or not. That's just a boring storyline. Where's Bumgarner going to go? That's really boring. That's what a lot of other leagues have. With the MLB, they want to create more about the actual game and have people watching it. The importance of baseball is being able necessarily to watch a game, being on the edge of your seat to every single play. Now, I don't think that they should lower the innings. I don't think they should do a lot of radical things like that, but I think they should look to expand this playoffs. Even if it is a distraction from the Houston Astros scenario with the cheating and stuff, it'll be better for people to talk about non-cheating stuff and talk about the actual strategy of the baseball, which is what they want to lean more towards. They want to get more into analytics, people talking about spin rates, anything like that. The more people are talking about the sport, the more people that are engaged, more people who want to put money into it, the better. And they can expand their interests to elsewhere and maybe have more playoff teams or more teams in the future. And I think this can really help the MLB expand. I think this is a good idea, and I think the MLB should look into it. I think I talked about everything I wanted to. Definitely let me know what you guys think about everything in the comment section down below. I'm up for it. I'm open to it. 7's a little bit too much for me, maybe 6. But hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.